Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at seductionpower.com. So we're using this new URL because it's going to pull a lot more traffic than my name, Mike Kollin. I have actually struggled for a long time for the last 5 years since the lockdowns. So I'm doing everything in my power to turn my business around. I love coaching. If you watch the last video, you're going to be surprised. It's called the ultimate seduction. You're like, well, wait a minute. So for women, you're going to understand that words are seductive, but men are like, why? You know, honestly, when I teach this course, especially when I talk to women about it, the Why Men Just Don't Get It course for women, it is cute, it's funny. The realizations men and women have between each other are like, oh, so that makes her that? Like, yeah. So ladies, I really understand why you look at men and think, what's wrong? What's wrong? I can't even say it. So women are like, what's wrong? I had to spit out, what's wrong with men? You know, if you listen, I think I'm going to start talking on this channel. By the way, I'm putting this on both my channels, so the men's channel and the men and women's channel. So I have two channels. One's just for men's at Seduction Power on YouTube, and the other one that is now we're calling it Bullet. So the name now is Broken to Bulletproof. And the URL or the YouTube, just search at Mike Kollin. Okay, what I was going to say is for women, if you listen to what my course is about for men, you're going to love it. You are going to be like, man, like look right here, the hidden female language, become powerful. It's all about communication. And men, see, here's the thing, that the male mating system isn't connected the way yours is. So men are like, so talking turns a woman on, like why? Now here's the thing though, men are going to think it's going to be direct, like let's talk about sex. Like no, it's not. It's the hidden, it's the indirect way. Now men right now are already getting pissed off. What do you mean indirect? Now watch this. I've actually had clients lose their I'm going to say it. They will lose their shit when I teach this to them. I say, well, the female language is the indirect language. Now look at me like, what? Because we've dealt with this before. And we don't like it. See, the male brain's the direct brain, and we're like, why would anyone do anything direct? What do you mean? And it gets worse. So the male brain says A, and it means A. That's it. If I'm talking about a door, I'm talking about a door. There is no deeper meaning. And men are like, what do you mean? Deeper meaning to what? What do you like? See, our brain doesn't do that. So the female brain goes from left to right. It says the picture A, which is the left brain, but then there's a picture B, and right now men are like, what are you talking about, Mike? Oh man, even just taking the look around that corner, dude, there it's like, Mike, do not go there. Ladies, we have got to get together. And this is for women. Men, you can attend too, but we have got to set it up till we do a Why Men Just Don't Get It course. It's a one-day teaching. We can turn it into a 2-day thing where I can teach you rapport skills, or actually probably do that in one day, actually. Some communication skills, rapport skills, predicate system, and the Why Men Just Don't Get It course. So, and then what we can do, we can take like that evening, go to Sausalito, and the next day go to Napa Valley, which is about 35 minutes away. With traffic, it's probably realistically going to be about 50 or 55 minutes. Maybe not though. Alright, so here, now watch this. I haven't shared this in a long time on either one of my channels. I mean, it's probably been 2 years or longer. Now, I had a divorced male. It was his second divorce. He was in his mid-50s, and he was very hurt and very angry and very upset man. I mean, this guy was frustrated like you would not believe. So here I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to really relieve this guy, and I'm teaching the internal language, descriptive language, all the stuff that women like. Now, men are like, internal what? Descriptive why? So now he's already frustrated. Okay, I'm just going to get to it as best I can. So here's what happens. So I say to him, like, look, women speaking in, men speaking single pictures, you say A and you mean A, and he kind of looks at me like, yep, and he likes this. He's very happy with this. He goes, that's right, straightforward, to the point, which is left. By the way, men, those are left brain language, left brain words, and women, just that's why men use those words. So he's really happy. He's like, okay. And I go, but and he just had this look in his eye like, oh shit, here it comes. And I say, but women don't communicate that way. And he's kind of looking at me. And so, all right. So then I say to him, I go, women communicate in double pictures. And he's kind of like, he's got this big like question mark. His eyes pop open. He's looking at me. He's locked on. And you could tell he's like, I'm not going to like this. So I say sometimes women say A, that would be box A, and the second picture is B. I go, sometimes women say A, but they don't mean A. Now, he is literally, you know, like what's that the horn, woo, 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 like when the steam thing goes up, like the, you know, the train thing. And he's steaming, and he's just, I mean, he got beads of sweat, and I'm not kidding. And his face was turning bright red. So I say, sometimes women say A, but they don't mean A. They mean something else deeper, B. He literally looks at me. He stands up. He screams. He goes, why the F would anyone say A but not mean A? He goes, that doesn't make any logical sense. And while he's doing this, he slams his fist down into the wooden table. He looks at me like I'm insane, walks out, and he literally goes, that's insane! And he walks out the door and he slams my front door. And then I said to myself, well, we know why that guy just went through a second divorce. Alright, so here's the deal. We get divorced and angry at each other simply because we speak two different languages and we process them in two completely different ways. And this frustrates men and women to no end until we just like, I can't take it. And then we get divorced, and then we think, and probably for the next 6 months we're like, I'll never date again. And all it comes down to is we just think different. It's not even thinking, we just communicate in a different language in a different way, and we process communication in two different processors, which process and give meaning to the same words in two completely different ways. And so we're kind of screwed. Now here's the deal. No one's teaching this. This course is a light bulb moment for men and women. I am telling you, I don't care what expert you went to. I had a guy with 2 doctorate degrees. He came to me, had a very successful, thriving business. One of them was he was a medical doctor. So this was a very bright, intelligent man. He'd been to another one, and this was my average. The average male that came to me was between 45 and 52 and had been divorced twice. And that's what it takes for men to struggle and suffer, to spend all their money to make her happy and realize this shit's not working. So this guy came in all cocky. Now he was about 45, 46. I was probably like 36, 34. And he goes, honestly, I'm going to tell you something right out. The first thing he said when he walked in the door, he goes, honestly, what can you teach me? He literally goes, what can you possibly teach me that I don't already know? And he said, I've been to all the greats, Tony Robbins, Dr. John Gray. I've read all their books. I even went to, both my wives, he had 2 wives, he'd been divorced twice. We went to that specialized training in Fiji where it's a limited amount of people, and it's for marriage couples only. I think it was 40 couples or something like that, and it was very limited, so Tony Robbins could help you in person, in depth. And and I said, I tell you what, don't pay me a dime. In fact, I don't want you to pay me until you are blown away, till you are absolutely convinced this is the best course you've ever taken in your life. He goes, okay, deal. He came in the 4th day. Now, we do 2 sessions a day, and those sessions are about 3 to 4 hours each. So we're doing a minimum of 6.5 to about 8 hours a day. So he came in the 4th day. He had a stack of home study courses, hardbound cover books. He walks in, doesn't say a word. He's really serious. I'm like, oh shit, he's pissed. Slams the books down and the courses down on my wooden table. I go, I told you don't have to pay a dime if you're not. He goes, no, I'm not mad. I'm like, well, what's going on? He goes, you're right. This is exactly what my wife was telling me, but I wasn't hearing what she was saying. He goes, I'm in the seminars hearing B when they're saying A, blah, 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 blah. And so he goes, now he paid me in full. He gave me a bonus. The dude was thrilled through the roof. He goes, you're right. They don't know what they're talking about. See, the women teachers are teaching the women stuff. And they think men understand this. We don't understand right brain language. Like, ladies, I'm telling you, no matter how many freaking seminars we go to, we're going to hear B while you're hearing A. And vice versa. You can go to a male teacher. He's saying A, but you're hearing B. We are not getting the full package, the full complete picture. Mike Kollin figured it out, and I'm dead serious. So women communicate in double pictures. They say A sometimes, but when you're in your left brain, you say A and you mean A, just like a man. And when you're in that brain, you guys are on the same page. But the minute you shift over to the right brain, you're saying A, but you mean something B. You're processing in a different way. And this is when women are like, come on, man, keep up. You know, like, turn the page. And men are like, keep up to what? Now I know, because I've heard this dozens of times. Keep up to what? What are you talking about? Like, it's like, where did that come from? Well, she's saying B and we're still hearing A, and she can tell that. And we're not, it's like, hey man, I went to a deeper level here. And men are like, what deeper level? What are you talking about? By the way, the male brain is the surface level brain. So women, you know how you're like, oh God, men are so surface level. You are correct. The right brain is the deeper level. It's the more meaningful level, the more meaningful way of communicating deeper levels of stuff. Here's the really cool thing about my course. So a lot of these guys are like, oh, well, the male brain is like this and keep my boxes separate. I can't think of the guy. He's hilarious. He's funny, but he doesn't actually fix anything. None of these guys do. He goes, but the woman's brain, oh, they got this connected to that box connected to this. They take stuff out of this box, put it in that box. And men are like, no, don't touch my boxes. Leave everything separate. Leave everything alone. See, the female brain connects the pieces of the puzzle together, which is really a good thing because now you can see how the pieces fit together. The male brain does not do it. It does not like to do it, and it won't do it. And if you do it, he's going to lose his shit. Now you're like, oh, great, double pictures and single pictures. Oh, this is great understandings. But that doesn't fix the problem. It sounds great, and it is great. You're like, wow, I didn't know this. And now you have more understanding. But it doesn't fix the problem. And that's the thing about all these guys doing these courses. It never fixes the problem because they don't teach men how to open up to the right brain and learn how to speak in the internal language that gives you mental stimulation and emotional fulfillment, meaningful communication that opens up your heart and you can connect with them on an emotional level. Guess who teaches guys how to do that? Bing! That would be Mike Kollin. This is a powerful course that literally unlocks attraction. Here's the thing, guys. You don't have to play games. You don't have to memorize openers and memorize lines and memorize like paragraphs of stuff. There's no memorization in my course. Now, ladies, I know you're going to understand this. Male brains will be like, why? Guys, because this triggers her mating system, okay? Women do not get sexually turned on if you don't do this. They need this stimulation. Now, you're like, what do you mean? Women get turned on all the time. Yeah, because they're doing it for you. But after you've been married for 6 months or a year or two, see, unconsciously, women do this double picture thing. You say A and you mean A, but her brain goes, what does that really mean? B. Now, she comes up with something and boom, she gets hot. Guess what? After 12 months, she's looking at you like, well, why don't you do this? And women ask me this. So I don't understand. Like, he did it in the beginning. Why did he stop? He was never doing it. You were I'm talking to women. You were doing this unconsciously for him, thinking he was doing it. So after a year, when the what do they call it? When you first fall in love, the romance, the love stage, the honeymoon phase. So here's what happens, ladies. You got these hormones going on. They're flying through. You're double picturing everything he's saying, and he's not double picturing it at all. And then one day, like a year and a half later, when your hormones calm down, the honeymoon phase goes away. You're like, well, why won't he do this? Oh, he thinks he's going to pay for dinner, and I'm going to be all romanced and stuff. And men are like, well, it worked for a year and a half. Like, well, what's? And here's the thing, guys. This is the diabolicalness of this whole thing. It didn't work, guys. Paying for dinner, buying her a dead piece of steak, a dead piece of meat, I don't care how expensive the Chinaware is, it doesn't turn a woman on sexually. Dead food doesn't do anything. She was taking everything you were saying and double picturing it. He said this, but he really meant that. and he really didn't. So what happens is, when her hormones go down, she's not doing that for you anymore. And now she's looking at you like what? You just You just quit? You just gave up? You're not going to do any effort? When, ladies, you were doing the effort the whole time. Men are looking at you going, what are you talking about? What effort? What was I doing? What are you talking about? Alright, so in the last video I talked about descriptive languaging. Okay, so there's a story. Now, if you watched the last video, it's really important that you did. But I'm going to add a story that I normally add. It was my high school football coach. I lived with him for about 1.5 years, and there was a really important moment. Guys, I'm really visualizing these people. So the client I was talking about earlier in this video, that dude, you had to be here. I wish I had caught it on video. Man, that dude, dude, please forgive me for cussing, but that dude stood up. He lost his shit. He's screaming at me. Why would anyone do that? Slams his fist in the table. He goes, you're insane. He walks out the door, slams the door. God, it's comedic, man. Ladies, your course, The Why Men Just Don't Get It, I am telling you now, is a massive relief, and there's a lot of laughter that gets released during these groups. I'm just going to say, ladies, if you want me to do a Why Men Just Don't Get It course out here in California, let me know. I will freaking set up, but let me know now so I can set it in advance, because a lot of you are like, oh, you didn't give us enough time. I will set it 6 weeks in advance, 8 weeks in advance, but let me know if you want to do it, and if you let me know, you've got to show up. It's going to be a blast. And besides that, because it's not too long, it's about a 4-hour course, maybe even 3.5. We can go out to dinner to Sausalito. We can go to the city, to the marina, Chestnut. We can have it'd be a quick little 2-day vacation or even a 1-day trip. All right, so story number 2. So I'm living with my football coach. I'm in the TV room. So when you walk in the house, you walk open the front door, and then you take a left into the kitchen, and then you go through the kitchen into the living room, okay? So me and my roommate, their son, we were sitting there side by side, and the dad comes home one day, and he was in a good mood. You could tell. Again, if you look at the last video, because visually men, like, you ever heard the phrase, a picture says 1,000 words? That's a male phrase, because our visual cortex is larger, so we pick up a lot more information, and we literally get 1,000 words through images. Step 1, step 2, that's 1,000 words. That's 1,000 words. Women don't get that. Watch the last video. I'm telling you, it is going to enlighten the hell out of you. So what I tell men is you literally have to describe in detail, because a lot of men are like, why do you want the details? And I lean my head into the picture. Yes, she literally needs the details in order to understand it. See, the way a woman's brain understands things is it's like a blank canvas. You're like, but the husband's right there. Yeah, but she can't really see it. It's literally like a blank canvas. With women, you have to say 1,000 words to paint the words on the canvas to paint the picture. So you essentially paint the picture with your words. You got to talk and talk and describe. With men, it's the other way around. It's like we see the picture, boom, we receive 1,000 words, and all of a sudden we got complete communication. All we need is a yes or no is confirmation to what we're feeling inside. Like, oh, he looks like he's in a good mood. Hey, Bill, you in a good mood? Yeah, I'm in a great mood. Boom, that's done. We're done with that communication. And the woman's like, really? How? All right, so watch the last video if you want to get more on that. I will say this, the problem with that is like men, they literally just say, yeah, I had a great day. And she's like, well, are you going to tell me? Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to go into the story. So he's in a good mood, and the wife, she's just like, you know, hey, how was your day? And he goes, oh, I had a really good day. I had a good day. And I was like, all right, man, Pops is in a good mood, because if he's not, he's a big dude. That dude was over 300 pounds. I think he was like 6'1" or 6'2". Yeah, I think he was 6'2", actually. He was a big dude. And so when Pops is not in a good mood, man, it's kind of, it's kind of a scary caveman moment. So she kind of like, you could tell she was like staring at him, and he's going, what's for dinner? And he's, oh, it looks good. And I could tell, like, I'm like, well, what's wrong with her? Like, she was not happy. Again, watch the last video to get the details. It'll help you understand the story better. So the next day, again, me and my roommate were sitting on the couch watching TV. We look over our right shoulder. Pops walks in the door. And he's in a good mood. And she's like, well, how was your day? And he's like, well, I had a good day. It was pretty good today, man. And she goes, oh, okay. And after about a couple minutes, you know, he looks at the soup, or it was his pasta, actually. He was tasting, that tastes good. And she goes, well, how was your day? And he goes, well, I just told you I had a good day. Now this happened the day before. I didn't say this part, but this is a repeat of the first day. And he's kind of walking around doing his thing, washing his hand, and he turns around and she goes, "Well, how was your day?" And he goes, "I just told you 2 times. I had a good day." He goes, "Really? I'm not lying. I really did." And she goes, "Oh, okay." And she was kind of sad, and I felt kind of bad, but I didn't understand why. I mean, from my male brain, clearly he was having a good day. And I'm thinking, how does she not understand this? So the third day, he comes in the door. Now my roommate, he's seen this before now. He comes in the door again. He's in a pretty good mood, and he walks in. "Hey, what's for dinner?" And she's in the kitchen. She goes, "Oh, blah 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 blah." And she goes, "Well, how was your day?" He goes, "Oh, I had a good day." Blah 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 blah. And he's looking forward to dinner. He washes his hand, and she waits about 2 or 3 minutes. She goes, "Well, how was your day?" And he looks at her kind of incredulously. And now my roommate, he bumps me, elbows me in the arm. He goes, "Watch this." Now I knew this was not going to be good. Now I'm kind of getting scared. So what happens is she kind of goes, "Well, how was your day?" She was like, "Now she kind of dug her heels, and her voice was like, "Well, how was your day? Like, tell me." And he goes, "I had a good day. I really, really did. I'm not kidding. It was a fun day. It was a good day." Now, if you would listen to the last video, he gave no descriptive languaging, so she's like, "What the hell does that mean?" And by the way, women also on descriptive language, they also do the double picture thing. Okay, you had a good day. What does that really mean? Picture B. Men never describe this part, and that's where women are like, "Well, why won't you tell me?" Now, if you listen to the last video, you'll understand. So what happens is he kind of realized, like, you could tell, like, he was in the danger zone, like, "I went through the danger zone," and you could tell he was trying to survive. It was like, if I can in fact, I think he might have even said this to me later. I'm not really sure. But it was like, if I can just get through this, we're going to be okay. There's not going to be an argument. There's not going to be a fight. Everything's going to be fine. So he went to the back. He went to the bathroom, and he was back there for about 7-8 minutes. And Barry, my roommate Barry, he was looking like, and I'm kind of looking, I'm like, "Well, why isn't he watching the football game?" And I'm like, "What's going on?" Now, he had a grin on his face. It was a kind of grin like he knew something bad was going to happen. So Coach comes out, or pops, and he comes back in the kitchen, and she's there standing, and she's looking at him, and she's not happy. Now, she has firmly dug her heels in that she's not going to let this slide. So she goes, and her voice changes. She goes, "So, how was your day?" And he looks at her like, "Shit," and he's walking. You could tell he's walking on eggshells. This is a big dude walking on eggshells, and his wife's like maybe 5 foot tall at best. And I'm just watching this, and he nudged me, "Watch this," and I'm like, "Oh shit." And so he goes, "Oh, it was good. It wasn't bad. It was good. It was okay." He's desperately searching for the words to say, and he doesn't know what to say. And she goes, "What does that mean?" And he goes, and he freaking goes, "God damn!" Now watch this. He spins in a circle like the Tasmanian devil. Now this was a big dude, and I'm like, how did he just like spun in circles like a ballerina, super fast. And I'm like, what? It was like, this was unreal. There's no freaking way a man that age, that big, is going to spin like that. It was like the Tasman. He spun in circles. He goes, "Not every goddamn thing has to have a goddamn deeper meaning." So she goes, oh, okay. So he's pissed. We're scared. She's upset. We sit down to dinner, and it was just the coldest dinner. So I don't know if I said this part, but when he spun around into this Tasmanian devil thing, he screams out, "Not everything's got to have a goddamn deeper meaning." And she's, I forget what she said, like, well, why not? And he goes, what do you want? The details? If I went back in time, I would lean in the picture and say, yes, she needs the details in order to understand you. So the female brain needs descriptive languaging. She needs to use adjectives and adverbs to describe things in depth. Now, here's an example. He comes home and says, I had a great day. That literally means nothing. Like, there's no descriptive language. There's no painting on the picture. There's no words that are painting the picture or putting the pieces together. Nothing's describing the pieces of the puzzle, let alone connecting them. This is how the right brain communicates. This is how the right brain understands and processes information. If you're not describing each piece of the puzzle in detail, literally using colors and flavors, it's the 5 senses. Watch the last video. I described it in depth. So the male brain, it has one piece of the puzzle and says, it's awesome, it's great. That's it, communication over. The right brain needs to understand what is this piece of the puzzle, describe it in depth, and then describe the next one and the next one, and then connect them, then describe the next one, then connect them, describe the next one, then connect them. This is how the right brain processes information and understands things in depth. If you don't do this, she's literally looking at you like, I have no idea what you're saying. The sad part, this couple's just an example because everyone goes through it, is she's just looking at him like, why won't this guy talk to me? Why won't he tell me what's going on? And he's looking at her like, what is your effing problem? Like, how many times do I got to tell you I had a great day? And he literally said that too. And to men, it feels like, oh, so I come home in a good mood and she's got to ruin it. Like, what? And this is what men say. There's a whole group, this red pill, and these guys going around saying, yeah, women, they want to take away your happiness. No, she wants to understand what you're communicating. Like verbiage, what are you saying? Speak caveman, say something other than, You think I'm joking? I am not joking. Guys, a great place to start is go grab my book, Crack the Female Code. It's a downloadable book. It's an ebook you can download immediately. Go to my website, seductionpower.com, and you can scroll down to the second section. It's on the left. Better yet, buy the ultimate package because then it has the other books, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl. It talks about the internal language, the internal way. For women, go to the website. It's a new website. It's different. All you got to do is scroll down to the third section because I don't have it in the menu anymore. I made it really simple. You go to the third section. There's a man on the left. That's for men's coaching and men's books. In the middle is a couple kissing, a silhouette of black and white silhouette, and it says women's relationship coaching. Click on that and you can have all your products there. Get both the books, Why Men Just Don't Get It, and the second one next to it, the gold book, Every Woman's Battle. It used to be called The Need for Love and Emotional Fulfillment, but I think we changed the title on the website. But it's the same book though. Get those books. It's going to change your life. Guys, I'm telling you, there is an answer to this dilemma between men and women. I mean, a real answer. See, most people just tell you what's going on, but no one says, and here's how you fix it. That would be me. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Please click, if you like this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And as always, if you want to help out this channel, buy one of my dating relationship books. I would really, really appreciate that. And guys, if you don't want to get the book Crack the Female Code, you want to save some money, get the book Why Men Just Don't Get It and the follow-up book because they connect, okay? The second book really helps. It fills out the blanks of the first book. It's called Every Woman's Battle. Get the second book, read them. They're cheap. I think they're on, let me see, I think they're on sale for $7 right now. Let me check. Yeah, $7 per book, and the books are a lot shorter. So if you don't want to read a more in-depth book, but you just want to get a real strong idea of what's going on, get those two books. It will really enlighten you on the problems between men and women. And if you're a single guy, really get the book Crack the Female Code. Buy that book, read it. It's going to rock your world. And if you're a married man or a divorced man, I highly recommend Crack the Female Code for Men. It was designed for the male brain. But I actually had a woman buy it. She loved it. She made her husband read it. Alright, that's it guys. God bless you. And another way you can help out the channel is make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe.